Welcome to the Jet Set Hers podcast. I'm Jenny.
And I'm Jamie. We discuss travel, adventure, and everyday life. Listen with us and let's go somewhere.
Hi.
Yo, Jenny, what's up?
We are just going to bring you a short and sweet little episode today, and it's because we've been
Lots of stuff going on.
little scheduling struggle going on. We do have a bunch of interviews coming your way. I know it's been a minute since we've had one. It's just I'm in the middle of moving, so it's like working around that. And to be completely honest, my upstairs neighbors, and now I have new neighbors against my bedroom wall, they're very loud. And so we tried to record yesterday, and there was just no way. It's that loud. They just remodeled these apartments and put in hardwood floors, and it was just like the worst thing they could have done because there is like zero soundproofing now. But I will be out of here next weekend, so hallelujah to that.
Fresh recording space. That will be fun.
Yeah. So bear with us. We do have a bunch of stuff coming your way. We promise. And look forward to it in December and then in the new year.
Alrighty, what you sipping on today, Jenny?
It's actually nothing too exciting. I've got some homemade cold brew going on. I'm doing the keto diet right now. So as much as I love my IPAs, they're not necessarily the best for the keto diet. So to be continued on that, but it's good. I'm really into cold brews right now. I feel like it tastes a little better than like a black hot coffee.
I love a good cold brew.
And since I'm used to, that creamy, sugary coffee, I feel like this is a little bit easier drinking black.
No doubt. A little bit of flavor in there.
I see you have a beer over there. What are you drinking?
This cool guy is the Squatch Hazy Ipa from Rogue Brewing. 6.4%. Tiff grabbed it for me from work, and it's actually delicious. It goes down so easy. One of my actually favorite IPAs right now at this time, and the can is super cool too. It's like a bat.
Well, I feel like Rogue is always pretty solid, and that name is pretty cool. So I would definitely pick that up in the store if I was looking.
Yeah, for sure. I feel like you'd like it.
We kind of have the same taste, so if you like it, I'd probably like it.
Well, even though you have a cold brew, cheers.
Cheers. All right, well, let's get to it. So it's kind of similar to something we played on Insta Live one time, but we're just going to do a quick this or that travel edition, and it's just to get you some content out while we're getting everything else ready for you.
Yeah, get to know us a little bit more. Not like you don't know us enough already, but our answers will be different. I feel like we are different in some travel aspects. So,
And this is going to be hard for me because, again, I want to do all of it all the time. So here we go. This or that. Do you pack light or overpack?
I'm an overpacker.
Same. As much as I go into it saying like, oh, I'm going to pack light and only take the essentials, every time my bag is like barely zipping.
That's me too. So I'm learning to be better about packing light.
Agreed.
However, most of the time, I do overpack because I have several items that I never wear.
Right.
Just need to get better at planning. But I'm always like, well, what if? What if I need an extra? So that's why I feel like I overpack.
Well, my biggest struggle lately is because like the only places I've really been flying is Florida, and the weather is so different here versus Florida. So it's like, well, what's it going to be like? And I'm not adjusted to the humidity, so I don't know. So yeah, agreed.
Yeah.
So we're both overpack on that.
Okay, alrighty. This or that. The desert or mountains?
Well, honestly, I had never really, I guess Southern Utah is kind of desert, but I've never really been at like, like sand dunes type desert. So I'm going to go with my mountains because I know them. I love them. I moved here for them.
This one's tough for me because I love the mountains, and I was recently in New Mexico.
And you loved
the
it.
Desert.
Mm-hmm.
So this one's tough for me. So I'm just going to be different from you, and I'll go desert.
That makes sense though, because we haven't heard about it yet on the pod.
Yeah.
Which we will eventually, but you did love that trip.
Yep.
All right. Lunch in a restaurant or picnic in the park? And I already know your answer, I think.
Oh, yeah. This one's easy for me. Obvious, this one. Picnic in a park, duh. I love picnics in the park.
One of the last times she came to visit when I was living in Florida, we got Pub subs, for all of you that don't know, you must know, go get one. It's a southern thing. And we went and ate at the park, saw some gators, the lake. It was cool.
And don't forget when we went to Rock Springs and we had our whole little
My pasta
spread.
salad.
Yeah, we had our little cooler full. So picnicking at the park is my all-time favorite activity to do in the spring.
I mean, I love a good lunch in a restaurant, but I'm gonna agree. If you have the opportunity to do a picnic in the park, especially if it's somewhere you've never been, like if you're on vacation, heck yeah.
Yeah. Take a little blanket
Hmm.
and it's just so much better. Alrighty, so summer holiday or a winter holiday? Which I feel like this one's kind of hard because
It
what
is.
what holidays are in the summer? 4th of July, Independence Day?
Well, and I think it just means like going somewhere in the summer, like the beach vibes, that kind of thing, versus like maybe skiing and snow.
Ah, okay, okay.
And I've
This one's
never
hard for me.
skied or snowboarded,
Okay.
so even though I live in Colorado, so I don't know that I love that yet. So I think I would go summer. Like I'm thinking Costa Rica on the beach,
De-
Mexico.
Definitely summer warm.
Hmm.
See, as much as I love my snow vibes being from Michigan,
Right.
sometimes you'd want to get away from the snow where you're from and go be warm. So I'll go with you. Although I do have a winter holiday coming up in January, that'll be very nice. But I'm going to go with you, summer
Hint,
holiday on
hint.
this one.
All right. This one's really hard for me because I feel like they're not really the same thing, so it's hard to choose between, but coffee shops or restaurants. And let's make it specifically when you're traveling.
This is tough for me because I feel like I'm going to do both.
Same.
Traveling, I want to do both. I want to get coffee in the morning with a pastry, and I'm going to go to a restaurant for lunch or for dinner. So can I choose both?
Can we both choose both? I'm
Yeah.
down. We'll allow
Okay.
it.
Okay.
Because here's my thing is like, I'm picturing Italy, my last big trip. And of course, the first thing we did was like find the cutest little closest coffee shop to get your day started. But then come lunchtime, you're looking for that restaurant, dinner time.
Yeah, they're
Yeah.
so different. Coffee
Right. Because
shops,
you need the
it's
food experience, but you also, coffee's different everywhere. So you want the coffee experience.
maybe it would be a different one would be a cafe or a restaurant
Right.
opposed to a coffee shop. Okay. Rooftop views or street views?
Street views reminds me of like Bourbon Street, like French Quarter, watching it all unfold below you. But I'm
Okay.
gonna go with rooftop. I'm a sucker for a good rooftop bar or restaurant, especially here in Colorado.
I'm going to go rooftop with you. We don't have too many here in Detroit. So when the opportunity arises, I got to check out the rooftop.
All right. I feel like we might be different because I know definitely mine on this next one, but relaxing versus exploring.
That's easy for me. I'm an explorer, baby.
Okay, we're the same then. As much as like everyone loves to lay on the beach with a cocktail in your hand, but if I'm like on vacation somewhere that I might never get to see again, I want to go see as much as possible. So
Same.
relaxing would almost give me anxiety if I knew I could be out seeing something new.
Same. I feel almost as if I'm wasting just the trip away if we just
Hmm.
lay on the beach too much. Or don't get me wrong, I would lay on the beach and swim, whatever, have a relaxing moment. But
Right.
grand scheme of the trip, most of it's going to be spent, yeah, exploring, checking out stuff. Okay, this is a good one. I think we might be different on this one too. Big city or small town?
So I think if I'd answered this a few years ago, I would have gone big city. However, now that I've been to like New York, London, Paris, all the big cities, I'm gonna go small town because I think most major big cities, they all have the same box stores, they all have the same like theater shows and all that. So I'm gonna go with small town from now on. Also, please bear with my upstairs neighbors because
Yeah. Hopefully, too much doesn't show up in this recording from her upstairs neighbors, but it's pretty bad. But we are the same on that one. My vote is for small town as well. I love mom and pop shops. I love the charm of small towns. I love the people in small towns
same.
specifically. Yeah. So I'm a local kind of girl.
And you kind of live in a big city, so I feel like you get enough of that vibe too.
Yeah.
All right. Wake up early or sleep in.
This is tough for me. Oh, wow. Because let me tell you why this is tough for me. Because I always wake up early no matter what, but I love to sleep in. It just never happens. So
Think about specifically travel.
my answer is still the same. I love to sleep in, even on vacation, but I never do.
Right.
On vacation, it's good that you don't sleep in because I feel like you want to make the most of your trip. You want to be up and at 'em, getting your day started. So getting up early.
I'm gonna get up early. I love to sleep in if I'm at home, but again, it's going back to fitting in as much as possible on the trip. So I'd wake up early. And I feel like on a trip too, it's always nice to take that nap before dinner sometimes. So if you get up early, you can always know that you can maybe get that hour nap in later to get you through.
Or if you follow my rule of thumb and keep your last day for relaxing, that last day, if you're relaxing, you're sleeping in.
Touche. And
Best of
you're getting
both
that
worlds.
cocktail.
Best of both worlds, baby. Alrighty. Moving right along here. Museums and sites or shopping and coffee?
So again, if I'm like home, I love shopping and getting coffee while I'm out. But if I'm exploring a new town or city or whatever it may be, I want to see the museum, see the sights. That's why I'm there.
I definitely agree, but I'm going to choose both on this one because I'm doing museum sites, shopping, and coffee, baby. I'm doing it all. I love shopping different places when we go places, stopping in. Love the small stores.
While you're out, do you use a map or do you just walk aimlessly?
Ooh, I'm a map girl.
I'm a map girl because if anyone's listened, I'm a planner. Like I plan shit
Mm-hmm.
out pretty much to
Mm-hmm.
the T. But not to say I wouldn't mind saving like an afternoon for we'll just explore this area. Obviously, it's still kind of planned because it'll be a certain part of the town or the city.
Right.
So I'm okay with both, but definitely more map.
Yeah, and I feel like it's having our computers in our pockets now makes using a map so much more easy,
Yeah, definitely.
opposed to pulling out a big unfolding, a big old paper piece. It's a lot more easier to just whip out your phone, see where you're going.
Yep.
So
It's
it's just,
literally
you don't
like
even,
turn right here.
yeah, it's
And you're like,
muscle
cool.
memory at this point. You don't even think about it. You just
Yeah.
grab your phone out. Alrighty. Use public transportation or rent a car.
I'm gonna go both because it depends on where you're going.
Yes.
Because like when I went to Ireland, it's also spread out. I rented a car,
Yes.
but I love the idea of using public transportation if it's available and easy to use, such as
Train,
London, Paris, and Rome. They all have their trains and subways and all that.
for
So
sure.
both.
I like that. I've never really use public transportation besides I feel like in New York we rode the train.
I'd say that
Um,
counts though. Subway is pretty
buses.
intense.
Yeah, buses, but you know me just from being in Florida. I'm a car renter.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Well, I feel like most places in the US besides major cities, you kind of need to
Yeah.
really get out and see what you want, unless you want to just
Yep.
pay a ton in taxi or Uber fees.
Ubers, right. And I know
Mhm.
like, some places they have the trolleys that you can get on and pay like a small fee, but
Right.
it's a lot of waiting around and it's just essentially like kind of like a bus. Like you're just waiting. So it's spend the extra money, rent a car, see what we want to see, when we want to see it.
So I feel like we're gonna be the same on this one. Hiking or sun tanning? Hiking.
That one was obvious. We're gonna be suntanning while we're hiking, but
Right. You're
we're
gonna
gonna
get
make
that
sure to
nice
have our
farmer's tan.
yeah, we'll have our sunblock on mostly, but
True, true. Be safe.
yeah, that one was non-existent essentially. Do the next one.
Okay. And I know your answer, but I think it's almost a struggle because try local food or eat in a fancy restaurant.
Yeah, this
Everyone
one's
loves
super
a
hard.
fancy restaurant,
Yeah.
but we're all about on the podcast, especially learn what's the local delicacies.
Yeah.
You gotta try them.
So I think we're both going to do both on this one.
Yeah.
That's easily a both.
Like for lunch, I want to go to that street market and try that local food, but maybe for
Right.
dinner, you get dressed up, you go to the fancy restaurant.
Exactly. We're going to, get the streetcar, that guy that's selling tacos, but then we're gonna go up the street for dinner and put on our Sunday's best and spend some money. We like to do both. We're foodies. What can we say?
Speaking of, I'm starving.
Same. I'm not that hungry, but okay. Explore more of your own country or travel to another country.
This one's really hard for me, and I am gonna.
Like I already know your answer.
I'm gonna have to
I
go
know mine.
both
Okay. Yeah,
because I think
definitely both. I mean, yeah,
what's weird is before the podcast, I would have said travel to another country all day. But
yeah.
I feel like we've just heard things and learned things, and I'm like, there's so
Yes.
much to explore here. And I've been
Yes.
a lot of places in the US, but I still haven't seen, haven't put a dent in it,
Yeah,
as you could say. So I'm gonna do both.
definitely.
I want to
I'll
see
choose both.
everywhere.
I'll choose both too because that's exactly me. I want to go everywhere. Um, it's easily accessible being in the United States to be able to drive and go
Mm-hmm.
places that we want to go, short flights here and there. So it's nice to be able to explore more of our own country. And we can do more of that, I feel, quicker than maybe going to another country because it maybe costs a little bit more. But ultimately, generally, we're doing both because we want to go everywhere.
Especially with COVID, like a lot of other countries aren't even accessible or
Yeah.
possible right now.
Yeah.
So get in your car and take a weekend trip a few hours away from home that you probably have never even been to. Again, this next one's hard for me. A tropical destination or Northern Lights. I want to say both
Yeah.
because I want to go to both of them.
Yeah.
If I had to choose, I would probably go Northern Lights because that's a once in a lifetime opportunity. I
Hmm.
grew up in Florida. I definitely have been to several tropical destinations,
Agreed.
but both.
Agreed. My logic is the same as yours. I would go to Northern Lights because let's go get that out of the way. It's something I've always wanted to see. And been to a couple tropical places before, so I know what it's like, but still, I'll choose both. Northern Lights first. Now, keep in mind that this is travel edition for this next one. Have a romance or make a new friend.
So I love meeting people when you're traveling because especially like staying in hostels, you have the opportunity to meet so many people. But I'm very single right now, so I'm gonna go have a romance because that sounds nice.
Yeah. And I'm going to be the opposite and make a new friend because I'm very much not single right now. And if I have a romance, there'll be trouble in my household. So making new friends it is, and it's always good making new friends. I have people that I'm still friends with to this day that I have met on trips throughout my life, so pretty cool.
All right, and our finale.
Drum roll please. Brrr.
My really terrible version of a drum roll. Bungee jumping or scuba diving. And I feel like this brings in our talk with Ray because he talked to us about free diving and compared it to bungee jumping. So
I know mine.
I'm gonna go scuba diving because
Yep.
not to say I wouldn't, because I like to say I would try anything once, but I would be way more scared bungee jumping than I would scuba diving.
Same. Bungee jumping sounds and looks and just doesn't sound appealing and looks terrifying. And scuba diving is in the water, and I love to do everything and anything in the water.
Right. Sea turtles
Yeah, you get to see
and
cool stuff in the water, fishes, maybe some sharks, and you'll be wearing all the proper gear. And bungee jumping sounds very scary to me.
yeah. So we're the
Yeah.
same on that.
Yep. Scuba diving for me too.
Well, that was fun.
That was very fun.
We will post this template on our Insta, so you should go on and fill it out and tag us so we can see what your choices were as well.
Yeah, this was a really fun one. I feel like Jenny and I were similar a lot, but also
A lot more
different
than I
as well.
expected, actually.
Yeah.
We're too much alike.
We're even surprising ourselves. See?
So we'll post our answers, we'll put the template up, and you let us know what you choose because we're curious. Which, if you didn't already know, our Instagram, Facebook, and YouTube are
Jet Set Hers Pod.
send us an email
Jetsethers@gmail.
And because you know you love us, go on, give us a 5-star rate, give us a good review.
You know what to do. Thanks for hanging out with us, guys. See you next time. Bye.
Bye.